All right, welcome back to the channel. This is Tyrell from the Nosebleeds, and welcome to the Nosebleeds section. We are back with NFL predictions and previews. No more power rankings because of the 3-week hiatus. So we're gonna just scrap that essentially. We're just going to talk about the games, who I think will win, and each team's key of the game and the situation that's going on. As always, thank you all for supporting the channel. Please hit that like button, share, comment, and subscribe. This is week 14. We got 5 games left, officially 5 games left until the end of the season. We got through Navigation November, even though we didn't do it on this channel, but Navigation November is done. This is December. Now it is time to really pick out who are the contenders, who are the pretenders. So let's go ahead and let's break this down. Let's start off with the Thursday night football game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. Detroit playing in back-to-back Thursday games. They're coming off of a loss against actually both of these teams playing back-to-back Thursday games, with Detroit coming off that 31-24 loss against the Green Bay Packers, and Dallas winning their game against Kansas City 31-28, excuse me. Dallas is 3.5-point underdogs. They're 6-5-1, while Detroit is 7-5. This has huge playoff implications. Dallas is not only in the hunt of the wild card, they are also potentially in the hunt for the divisional title, and Detroit is also in a hunt for the playoffs as well. We know they're on the outside looking in. Both teams are on the outside looking in. This could be for either one of these teams, a ultimate tiebreaker of who could potentially get that 7th seed or that 6th seed, depending on how this month goes. Detroit is averaging 29.2 points per game. Dallas is averaging 29.1 points per game. So I expect this to be a high scoring game, especially with both teams giving up around 22 and 28 points per game respectively. Dallas defense is ranked 29th in the league, but they have the best offense. Detroit third best offense, and the 13th best defense. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was October of last year, where Detroit put belt to ass on them 47-9. I expect Detroit to try to get the running game going. This is going to be a tough team to run against with Dallas, and they're really a better run team than their statistics show, especially over the last couple of weeks. Dallas is I wouldn't say white hot, but Dallas has a lot of momentum. That 21-point comeback against Philadelphia. This game, beating the AFC defending champions and the winners of the last 2 out of the last 3 Super Bowls in Kansas City. So they have a lot of confidence going on for them. This is going to, like I said, high scoring game between both teams. I expect a quarterback duel, especially with Dak and Jared Goff having similar stats. Dak is 3,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions with a quarterback rating of 102. Jared Goff with 3,000, just a little over 3,000 yards, 25 tutties, 5 interceptions, and 110 at the quarterback rating statistic. So I expect this to be a very pass happy game. That Dallas likes to pass the ball as well. Javonte Williams should get 1,000 yards. We know Jahmyr Gibbs is over 1,000 yards as well. Give me Detroit for the win in a high scoring game, 35-32. I think Detroit can hit that game winning field goal and cover the spread, because they are, according to ESPN Bet, they are 3.5 point favorites, excuse me. And I think Detroit will cover that with a game winning field goal. Moving on to the Sunday games, let's start with the Miami Dolphins versus the New York Jets. Miami 5-7 on the year. They are 4-1 in their last 5 games, going against the New York Jets with their big win against the Atlanta Falcons. And you can see the Jets are starting to gel together as a young team. They got some momentum. They got some confidence going on. Aaron Glenn versus McDaniels. I think this is gonna be one of those games where you don't touch the betting line whatsoever. Tyrod Taylor is getting the nod again at the starting quarterback position. Miami's ranked 25th in offense and 22nd in defense. The New York Jets are 27th in offense and 16th in defense. Both teams average around 20 points per game. Actually, matter of fact, they're actually 24th and 25th respectively, with Miami averaging 20.4 points per game in New York. I don't know why I almost said Cincinnati, but New York averaging 20 23.5 points per game. So they're about dead even with that. They're about dead even with points per game given up. Miami gives up 23.8 points per game. New York Jets give up 26.3 points per game. Last time these two teams faced off against each other, Miami won that game 27-21. And I think that ended up being Miami's first win of the year. Miami is a hot team. Miami is in the hunts for the playoffs because of how the playoffs are shaping up in the AFC. Either one of these teams, I'm not going to call this a tank bowl just because Miami's in the hunt and they're like not that Cleveland Browns in the hunt, but like they're realistically, as crazy as this sounds, or I don't think we expected this, they are realistically in the hunt for the playoffs. So I expect Miami to come out and try to win this game as best way they can against the New York Jets. Give me Miami with the final score 31-17 Miami. Miami is 3-point favorites, but I think Miami will cover that and they'll win 31-17. Which means kind of funny because on all ground I had the Jets winning this, but the more and more I think about it, Miami's hot. Playoffs, give me Miami for the win. Next, we got Seattle versus Atlanta. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was last year, where Seattle won 34-14. Seattle has the 7th best defense, the 11th best offense, while Atlanta has the 17th ranked offense and defense, middle of the pack team. Let's see, Seattle's 7-point favorites in this game. Don't expect a lot from. I mean, Seattle, they're tied for second best in points per game with 29.2, and Atlanta gives up. I mean, Atlanta's defense is like, I mean, they're subpar. I mean, they have the 8th best pass defense. But this one, Atlanta spiraling out of control with the injuries, the coaching. I think a lot of people, including myself, expected way more from the Atlanta Falcons. And really, when I looked at the schedule, when we all looked at the schedule, I think we thought this could have potentially been a game where this could have been some playoff implications. This is not the case. And I think that Seattle will go in, take care of business, will cover the spread, will get the win at a final score of 35-10. I think they just completely just blow them out. I don't think they play games with them or anything like that. I don't see Atlanta winning this game whatsoever. But it's any given Sunday as well. And a lot of people have pointed out lately that Seattle usually crumbles around this time of the year when it get close to the playoffs. We know they did that last year when they had a division lead and they squandered that and didn't even make the playoffs. But I think they have an upgrade at quarterback. They've upgraded their team in general. This team is actually slept on, if you ask me. So give me Seattle for the win, 35-10. Next, we got New Orleans and Tampa Bay. Tampa is trying to cling on to their number one position in the NFC South, with Carolina being a half a game back. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was earlier this year, October 26th, where Tampa Bay won 23-3. I believe that was also when Tyler Shaw first got into the game as well. We have seen what Tyler Shaw can do. He's not playing horrible. He's kind of showing middle of the pack type of quarterback at best, at worst backup quarterback. Definitely playing better than what a lot of people expected, which wasn't a lot. So I mean, I guess that's not saying much. Tampa has the 21st ranked offense and 24th ranked defense. New Orleans 12th ranked defense, 26th ranked offense. Tampa is averaging 23 points per game. New Orleans 15 points per game. And I don't see New Orleans establishing a running game whatsoever, especially going against the 6th best run defense in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. However, New Orleans usually plays Tampa tough, and I expect that again. And also, Tampa's kind of like on this weird path right now where you kind of can't read them out. But Tampa is also getting healthier as well. I know Bucky Irving came back. Baker Mayfield's getting healthier. They're starting to get the receiving core back a little bit, Ibuka and Olave. But I think New Orleans can come in and shock the world and play spoiler and beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to make a division tie between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me New Orleans for the upset at a final score of, let's go 20-17 New Orleans, game-winning field goal or something like that. So, yeah, give me 20-17 the New Orleans over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tampa Bay. Next, we got Washington and Minnesota, another two teams that we expected a lot from that has not produced. They have been bitten. Both teams very, very badly been bitten by the injury bug. Everybody's hurt, but these two teams really badly bitten by the injury bug. The Commanders coming off that tough loss against the Denver Broncos. We know about Minnesota. They got shut out by Seattle last week. I believe Bosmer is still supposed to be starting as of right now. I haven't seen or anything about a concussion protocol. JJ McCarthy clearing concussion protocol. Minnesota is 1.5 point favorites in this, so this is really a pick'em game for you bettors out there. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was 3 years ago, where Minnesota won 20-17. Washington has the second worst defense in the league and the 15th ranked offense. The Minnesota Vikings have the fourth worst offense in the league and have the 10th best defense in the league. And I think it's going to come down to defense, to be honest with you, regardless of, it's Bosmer versus Marcus Mariota, essentially. Again, we thought this was going to be a lot of playoff implications into this going into the season. Clearly, that has not been the case. I think it comes down to defense, but I think for the majority of the game, but I think towards the end, that's when I believe the experience of Mariota will triumph against the Minnesota Vikings. Give me Washington to win this game by a final score of, let's see how many points a game they give up. Both teams, so this should be a low-scoring game. Washington averages 21.8 points per game. Minnesota averages about 19 points per game. So give me Washington with the slight edge over the Minnesota Vikings by a final score of 21-17. All right, next up we got the Indianapolis Colts 8-4 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars 8-4. Division lead on the line. Colts coming off 2 losses in a row. Coming off the loss against the Houston Texans, the Jacksonville Jaguars coming into this game with some momentum as well. I believe Jacksonville didn't have a bye week last week. I'm trying to find it. Okay, and Jacksonville coming off that win against Tennessee 25-3. I couldn't remember who they was playing at first. This is going to be tough for Indianapolis. Indianapolis has not won in Jacksonville in 10 years. It's been since 2014, the last time that the Indianapolis Colts went into Jacksonville and got the dub. Let's see. Indianapolis had the 4th best offense. Jacksonville 19th best offense. 11th best defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 25th ranked defense for the Indianapolis Colts. They faced off against each other last year at the end of the regular season. So this is their first meeting between each other. Indianapolis won 26-23. And Indianapolis, obviously. Daniel Jones, is he going back to New York? Daniel Jones, who knows? We know about Trevor Lawrence. But I think this comes down to the running game, if you ask me, with Jonathan Taylor. I think that, but I do think that Jacksonville does enough to hold off the Indianapolis Colts and give Indianapolis their 3rd straight loss. Give me Jacksonville for the slight edge over the Indianapolis Colts 24-20. Let's move on to Pittsburgh versus Baltimore, the battle of the mid, the battle of first place in the the AFC North division. I'm a Browns fan, so I mean, this is not like, oh, I'm hoping, Browns are playing for draft position. Let's be honest here. First meeting between these two teams. Last time these two teams faced off against each other, the Baltimore Ravens won 28-14 in that playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both teams are coming off of losses. Buffalo beat Pittsburgh 26-7. Baltimore had lost to Cincinnati 32-14. Both fan bases want these guys fired. Both of these teams, we know, is going to be a close game. Baltimore 6-point favorites in this game, according to ESPN Bet, according to Score Bet. But these two teams always usually is within one possession, within 3 points or whatever it may be. Baltimore is the 20th ranked offense. Pittsburgh is the third worst offense in the league. The defense is pretty much about the same. 28th for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 23rd ranked for the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore averages 24 points per game. Pittsburgh 23 points per game. I think this stays very, very close. Give me a final score of 27-28. Baltimore slight edge over the Pittsburgh Steelers with that home field advantage. Next, Tennessee versus the Cleveland Browns. I will be at this game, so I'm going to take some videos of this game. I'm going to upload it to the channel so you guys can see that and everything like that. Post-game show will be back. Do I know what time? No, because I will be in Cleveland. I'll be downtown now. I'm about 40 minutes away from downtown Cleveland. So we'll see what time I'll get on. I'm going to shoot for 7 o'clock. Just to, give myself time to get out of traffic and all that other stuff. But I will be at this game, barring any emergencies or anything like that. Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders, the first overall pick versus the guy that everybody thought was going to go number 2. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was 2 years ago, where Cleveland won 27-3. Cleveland has the third best defense, but the second worst offense in the league. Tennessee worst ranked offense, 26th ranked defense. Bold prediction here. Myles Garrett breaks the sack record this game right here. Tennessee's offensive line is not that good. And Cam Ward has done a lot of running behind this offensive line. Cam Ward is very talented. For all the people that saying he's a draft bust, look at the team around him. And Cleveland does not let opponents score a lot when we are at home. We are at home in the cold against a Southern team. Give me the Cleveland. Cleveland is the favorites by 4 points. Give me Cleveland with a 2-score victory against the Tennessee Titans. Give me a final score of 27-10 Cleveland Browns on this one. I can't believe I got them averaging getting 20 points, but I think I see some turnovers. I see some sacks. I see a big defensive game potentially for the Cleveland Browns. The Titans don't really have a run game. They don't really have a passing game. That's not at the fault of Cam Ward. This is a gimme for the Cleveland Browns. This is a here you go for the Cleveland Browns. So the Cleveland Browns lose this game, we got massive problems. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to have a good game against this defense. I think Myles Garrett is going to have a big game. I think Quinshawn is going to have a big game. I think the Browns could really just dog walk the Tennessee Titans. We'll see if that's going to happen, but they should just be able to dog walk them. So give me the Browns 27-10 over the Tennessee Titans. Cincinnati versus Buffalo. Cincinnati at 4-8 is right there for the division, especially with both Pittsburgh and Baltimore being 6-6 on the year. They're right there knocking at the door. They have 5 games. Everybody has 5 games left onto the year. And Cincinnati usually has Buffalo's number. They usually do. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was November 5th, 2 years ago, where Cincinnati won 24-18. They beat them in the playoffs a couple of years. Was that 2022 playoffs where they marched into Buffalo and beat them with the DeMar Hamlin game? Cincinnati was dominating that early part of the game. Cincinnati is the worst ranked defense in the league against the 9th best defense in the league. They're the 23rd ranked offense versus the 2nd best offense in the league. But for some reason, Cincinnati is always a matchup problem against the Buffalo Bills, and I think that trend continues. Buffalo is favorites at 5.5 points per game, but give me Cincinnati on the money line for you bettors, and give me Cincinnati for the dub with a final score of let's actually make this a little close game, and let's give the final score of 24 Buffalo. Give me Cincinnati with 30. So about a 6-point difference. I think the Vegas line will flip and give me Cincinnati for the win. All right, next up, the Denver Broncos versus the Las Vegas Raiders. We know about Chip Kelly getting fired. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was earlier this year, where Denver won 10-7. That was that Thursday night football game. We know what these two teams look like. It was a boring defensive battle last time. And I think Las Vegas is going to come off with the upset win by a final score of 13-10. I think this is going to be another low scoring game, another defensive game. But I think that in this situation, I know Denver's battle tested with a lot of different very close one score games, but I always say the black voodoo magic has to run out sometime, somehow, some way. And I think they'll lose a little bit of that black voodoo magic against the Las Vegas Raiders. Give me the Raiders on the final score of 13-10. Game of the week, in my opinion, the Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers. Winner essentially takes control, not essentially, they will take control of the NFC North division. This is the first matchup between these two teams. We know about Chicago's turnaround. This is Lambeau Field. This is the frozen tundra. The last time the Bears played in the frozen tundra, they won this game, but I know it was last week, whatever it may be. They won 24-22. We know the Bears' running game is getting better. They are playing very good defensively. We know that there are times where Jordan Love can play inconsistent. This is a huge game, and this is the game of the week. I think Chicago just needs to establish the run game and just keep Caleb Williams from essentially throwing a lot of throwing the ball or dropping back a lot of the times. For Green Bay, for me, it's the total opposite. Stop the run and get Micah Parsons going. But at the end of the day, I think Chicago's white hot. They're coming off the win against the defending Super Bowl champions. They're feeling very great about themselves. This is their best season since the Trubisky double doink season. And give me Chicago to go into Green Bay, go into Lambeau Field, go against the frozen tundra, to go against the fact that they are 7-point underdogs, and give me the Chicago Bears for the win at a final score of 23-21. Game winner missed by the Green Bay Packers. The Los Angeles Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. No need to explain this. I mean, come on now. The Los Angeles Rams should just absolutely dog walk the Arizona Cardinals, and they're going to be playing pissed off with that loss against the Carolina Panthers when they lost to them 28-3. We know about Jacoby Brissett, Jacoby Brisket, whatever you want to call it. I personally like him. I appreciate his time here in Cleveland, but give me the Los Angeles Rams by a final score of 35-3. They'll give them an easily 3 points. Houston versus Kansas City, another game with huge playoff implications. Both teams knocking on the door, but Houston has been on a winning streak since that comeback win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City is rocked. They are in a tough position. They need to win out. Plain and simple, the way the AFC is shaping up, they cannot afford to lose this game. So this is a huge Sunday night game. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was in the playoffs last year, 23-14, Kansas City. Houston, 18th best offense. Kansas City, 5th best offense. Kansas City with the 8th best defense, but Houston with the best defense in the league, and they are a very slept-on defense. This is a underrated defense. There's a reason why they're the number one team in total defense, the 4th best passing defense, the 4th best run defense, the best defense in fewest points allowed per game. They only give up 16 points per game. Kansas City, in their own respective right, give up 19 points per game. But give me Houston's defense, give me Houston's offensive line getting chemistry, and give me the Houston Texans to go in the Arrowhead and upset the Kansas City Chiefs, to have Kansas City Chiefs fall under 500. Give me Houston for the win by a final score of, a little bit of drum roll, 31-28. I think Kansas City would lose another game, 31-28. And finally, Philadelphia travels home to the Los Angeles Chargers to play in Los Angeles against the Los Angeles Chargers. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was back 4 years ago in 2021, where the Chargers won 27-24. Eagles 21st ranked defense against the Chargers 9th ranked offense, and they are the 24th ranked offense against the Chargers' 2nd best defense. But the big question mark is Justin Herbert going to play in this game? I believe he is still listed as questionable, as he is day to day. There is a possibility that Trey Lance will be playing. If Trey Lance plays, the Philadelphia Eagles will win this game. If Justin Herbert plays, I think Justin Herbert will do enough to win the game for the for the Los Angeles Chargers. If Philadelphia plays Trey Lance, give me Philadelphia for the win at a final score of 17-10. If Justin Herbert plays, give me the Los Angeles Chargers for the win at a final score of 21-17. I think that's a big swing for the Los Angeles Chargers. And that is it for the preview show, or the prediction show for week 14. Like I said, the channel is back. We are back to making content. Like I said, no power rankings no more because of that 3-week hiatus. The post-game show, the Browns post-game show and review will be back this week. We'll be uploading content about videos I'm taking or anything like that. And for my wrestling fans out there, just got done watching the very first Saturday night's main event that ever happened. That review should be dropping either tomorrow along with this video, because this video I'm recording on Wednesday. It will drop on Thursday around 12 o'clock. The Saturday night main event, number 1, should be dropping either Thursday as well or Friday. We'll see how that goes depending on my schedule. Until next time, thank you for all joining the Nosebleed section. This is Tyrell, and we're leaving the Nosebleed section. Signing off until next time. You all stay safe, stay warm out there, and go Browns, go Irish, go Cavs, go Guardians.